Weight loss, an extremely common issue for many around the world. It seems so simple in theory, all you have to do is eat less and you'll be skinny. However, the abundance of information online makes it very difficult to know what you should follow and what will work for you. So in this video, I'll outline the most common mistakes people make when trying to lose body fat.
Alright, I'm just at work, I'm pumping out an upper body session right now. I'm gonna chuck some clips in. This video, I'm gonna go over some common mistakes you make when trying to lose body fat. So I'll just slot those in throughout the day. Stay tuned. Okay, so I just finished my training session and I hopped on the scale. I was around 83 kilos, which you just saw. So normally I'm around the 80 to 81 mark. So this leads me directly into my first point, which is to never go off the scale and the scale only for tracking weight loss progress. So if that was me and I was someone who was trying to lose weight and I see a number like 83 when I'm normally around 80 to 81, I could shit myself and just think like I must be doing something wrong. The amount of clients that come up to me and have weighed in and they're a little bit heavier after like the weekend or something like that, they think they've put on all this body fat or they think they're making no results. Your weight can actually fluctuate by up to like 2 kilos every single day depending on water, salt, how much coffee you drink, so many different factors. So you should never just look at the scale in isolation, instead use it as a tool with other things as well. So I'm enjoying my post-workout meal now as well, which is about 500 calories. And this leads me directly into my second point, which is people not being aware of calories or not tracking calories. So for those people who don't know, to lose body fat, you need to be in what's called a calorie deficit, which basically just means you burn more than what you consume. So this can be done through decreasing the amount you eat or increasing the amount you exercise, or a combination of both, which is most of the time what's recommended. So why it can be so detrimental to not actually know how many calories you're eating is because you could think you're eating really, really healthy. So for example, you say, you go out for breakfast, you have a muffin and a coffee. It doesn't exactly sound like it would be super unhealthy and make you put on weight, that sort of thing. Some coffees you go and get can be up to 300 calories. Some muffins you go out and get can be up to 400 calories. So you have to watch out for that. So you can eat something that's it's small, like in volume, it doesn't have a lot of size to it. And you eat it and you're not very full, but it's got lots of energy or calories in it. So that's what's actually putting on the weight. So I'd recommend tracking all your food on a tracking app like MyFitnessPal. And when you're tracking on there, it's also very important to be as accurate as possible so you weigh your stuff out on a food scale. The amount of times I see clients that do track, but they track incorrectly. For example, there's things like chocolate chip cookies in MyFitnessPal. Some of them, you'll go in there and it'll be like 50 calories, which is not necessarily incorrect, but it's probably a tiny ass cookie. So then people are having a chocolate chip cookie that's say like that size and then tracking it as 50 calories, for example. So it's important that we weigh things out and we use a tracking app.
Okay, so it's the next day. I've finished my workout from earlier. I've placed some clips in there as well. This next tip that I'm going to go into is basically to do with what we were talking about earlier with calories. And this comes down to viewing foods as either healthy or unhealthy, or good or bad. So people, when they're trying to lose weight or lose fat, they think they should often opt for something healthy like a salad. Now, salads aren't necessarily unhealthy, but you have to realize that in a lot of salads, there can be upwards of 500 calories, depending on what they're putting in the salad. Especially when you go and eat out, they're often putting olive oil, nuts, seeds, all that sort of thing that's gonna run up the calorie count. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad for you, but it may be bad for your weight loss goals. Now, the same is true the other way. So just because a piece of chocolate is 100 calories, it doesn't mean it's healthy or good, because there's all the refined sugar and everything like that in it. But I mean, if you can make it fit into your calorie allowance for the day, then why not have that chocolate? So what I'm trying to say is you can have a balance. healthy doesn't always mean low calorie and mean that you should have it. You can oftentimes go out and end up getting, like, say, fish with vegetables and like maybe potatoes that are lower calorie than the salad that they have on the menu. So it all just comes down to the calorie count at the end of the day. So the last common mistake that's holding you back from achieving the results you want is doing the wrong type of cardio. So there's not necessarily a wrong type of cardio, but if you spend more and more of your time doing HIIT style training, burning a lot of calories, and then expecting yourself to drop a lot of body fat from that, like if you spend a lot of time running on the treadmill, doing lots of HIIT style workouts, F45 style training, and you're not watching your diet, and then you're wondering, why am I not losing the body fat? In a 30-minute HIIT session, you burn roughly around 300 calories. This can vary from person to person, but 300 calories, it sounds like a lot, but in reality, that's around 3 tablespoons of olive oil. A little bit less, actually. So once again, we bring it back to calories, but you can actually burn a surprising amount of calories doing low intensity, steady state cardio, which is where you do a solid form of cardio or a steady form of cardio at a low intensity for a longer amount of time. So like incline treadmill walking or something like that for half an hour. Doesn't tax your recovery as much, and it burns actually quite a lot of calories too. So maybe give that a go instead.